So here's something which is a potential waste of time. A 2-channel kiddie type walkie-talkie off eBay from Knight's Clearance Department. CEPT approved, clearly saying PR27GB, so it's not a grey import. And these have a minimum specification because of the legislation, so they should actually work better than you would expect, but of course they're proof of the pudding, etc, etc. So I bought 2 of these because that's what the deal was. And when I take out the packet, there's a little instruction book inside, and it says 10 milliwatts. So Danita Beta 2. And it's interesting that they show it on in a boat, because if it's 20 milliwatts, 10 milliwatts, whatever it is, that's all you're going to do, because the propagation of a signal on water is so much greater than on land. So I've left the other one in the packet, and we've got this one out of the packet. So you've got on-off volume, you've got an adjustable squelch, which I think is so much better than nearly all the others. Your transmit button, and you've got a call tone, so you can use it as a signal generator on CPT. And it requires a PP3 battery. We had this one out at the radio club meeting. That screwdriver's too big. There is a circuit diagram, and I've scanned it about 3 different ways, seeing as the circuit diagram's only about 2 inches by 1 inch. Right, so you've got a shield plate there. So I'm expecting this to be better than any of the other ones, apart from the Realistic 1003. And the Realistic 1003 is let down by the fact it doesn't have a squelch, so it sits there hissing all day. So next thing is, how do we get this out of its case? We take the screw out. Obviously it's crystal controlled. That knob's going to have to come off. And it's 19 and 22, I think. So 4 crystals, as you'd expect. 2 for transmit, 2 for receive. Yeah, it's using the... No, I was about to say it's using the speaker, but it isn't. It has an electret condenser microphone. So it's not using the speaker twice. So there's not really much we're going to be able to do with this. It's supposed to have a receive of 1 microvolts, and it probably has, because by the time we've moved on to PR27GB legislation, radios have got to have a minimum receiver specification. So in view that there's no test points, it's an absolute pain in the what's-it to do anything with, and how we're going to read any power coming out of this is anybody's guess. Chances are it's got to have a loading coil, and the loading coil is going to be there. So we can tweak the transmitter probably into the spectrum analyzer, and then do a field strength for best from the actual aerial, and then you receive is going to be those. It's a 455 IF, so the FM chip is there, and the audio IC for the amplifier is there. So I'll get the circuit diagram off the printer, and this is going to take quite a lot of doing. Right, so I looked on, as a search, I looked on that, is it Radio Pic's website, is that where it's come from? So they haven't got much info on this, but they've got, what they have got it down is 220 milliwatts. So what I've got, this is a scan of the instruction book and greatly enlarged. See how well this didn't come out. It says 10 milliwatts. What I was able to do, that was one scan method. That was a second scan method. And that was a third scan method, which is actually quite legible. So we can see, let's have a look at the transmitter. 2 crystals, VR3, it's going to be deviation, isn't it? So, which is that? There's only preset in it. So, well, if that's the only preset in it, then that's what's going to be deviation. So I don't know how you set the frequency on this. I just think you're reliant on the tolerance of the crystals, but surely on transmit that wouldn't be good enough. Oh well. So we're powered up. So how are we going to do this? Whatever I do, it'll be flawed. I'll clip onto the... see if we can get anything into the test set from this. Pause the video and see what we can find. Right, well, I've managed to get it connected. So, is it going to read anything on transmit? Let's put picture in picture on. It is difficult to use this test set under 50 milliwatts. So pressing transmit, and we're reading about 25 milliwatts. But we're going to have, this is a lossy arrangement as well. So if we're looking down the transmitter line, we're going to have transformer 4 and then L4, L3, L2. Does this affect frequency? That says it's transformer 4. And L1 is the antenna loading coil. I can't even see L1. See what happens if we turn this one. Well, that's our peak. And then L5432. Some of these are going to be variable, some of them are going to be fixed. These are the factory glued type. By the looks of it. Right, so we can't actually, we can't really read anything. All I can guesstimate is it's doing something like 12 milliwatts. But we have got enough signal to do a deviation check. Wallow. It actually says I've actually got a reading there of 4. We're going to check with the test set behind me if it's on. It isn't on, so we'll move on to another. I'll switch it on. We'll move on to another test with this. So, putting the signal generator to 27205. Was 205, wasn't it? 27225, 22458. And with the secondary signal generator, which I'll now have to plug in, right, put another lead into there and turn the tone off. And we'll see whether it's anywhere near on frequency. Very close. See where it is. Put the signal generator up for you. PR27GB Not going to bother checking the other channel. That's pretty spot on. So what kind of sensitivity is it, and where's the detector? It's possible T3 is a detector. So let's see whether we can get a signal into our oscilloscope. Just touch the audio hot onto the speaker. That's not going to work. Pause the video. Okay, we've managed to reconnect our attenuated speaker as a non-attenuated speaker. So now we can look at, come on, we get there, the detector, which I understand is going to be T3. Which is what? Let's say definitely T2. T1, T2, so that must be T3. Oh, and it was slightly out. Right, cyanide meter. This will be IF. Wow, that was out, wasn't it? Let's just double check now with this other one. Yeah, T1. Good. See if we can get a cyanide read. I don't think we can. We might be able to. Yeah, it's like 12 microvolts, something like that. You just can't get into to see what things really are doing, can you? This is what we're up against with this type of equipment. Now, so we needed to check the deviation. Anyway, however the receiver was before, it's better now, but I can't put any figures on it. Right, see if I can pick this up and talk into it somehow. This is not going to be easy. Wallow. get the signal generator disconnected. Wallow. Wallow. Because the presets at full. Turn it the other way. Wallow. Wallow. Yeah. See what the Marconi test set says now. Wallow, wallow. Well, that's saying 3 point something. Just make sure we're doing this right. Yeah, it's definitely adjusting that. It's got this coil tone, hasn't it? What happens if we press that instead of the tone generator? Yeah, well, it's inconclusive what the deviation is. Right, so without coming up with any figures, all we can say is I've done the transmitter for the best we can. We've set the receiver for the best we can. I think the realistic 1003 and 1005 are the only 50 milliwatt category toy, semi-toy handhelds which have actually got test points in the service manual. So, having said that, yeah, the Banatone 2-channel one's got a service manual, but it hasn't got test points. So it's still a bit of anybody's guess. Oh, you know what I've gone and done? You've got to put the switch extender in, haven't you? Oh, no, no, no. I think you can put it in from the front. I do like the fact this has got variable squelch, which none of these others in this category have. So I don't know whether we're going to be able to do a field test today in the dark or what Mr. Chippy wants to do. Good, well, so it's 19 and 22 of the 2 channels, allegedly. Can't really say any more than that. We'll do a field test on it, but I've never seen one of these before, and I'm presuming that these must have been out in the 90s. I can't see a date code. So, thanks for watching the Danita Beta 2 20 milliwatt hand portable.